So, a warm welcome to Robert or Rob,
Yes,
both
Rob,
ways.
Robert. Anyways, good.
To Nothing Media. This is Nothing Media, Nothing Conversation, and I have a special guest. This is Robert. Rob.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's good.
Hi, Robert.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Looks
Pretty good,
beautiful
actually.
out there. Very nice
Yeah,
out there. Be
yeah.
out in the beautiful weather there. Very nice.
I decided
You like
to go outside because it's spring finally here.
very nice. Beautiful. I love the background, the blue sky and the trees and everything looks
Yeah,
so alive.
it is. It is. It's amazing.
Very good. Very nice.
So I let me surprise myself for both you and me because we don't know each other. Um, yeah, I spoke with David Bingham uh,
Yes,
maybe a
I like
couple of
David.
weeks ago. Yeah, and afterwards he mentioned about you, so I decided to make a contact and to see what will happen. So
Okay.
let me start by asking, could you share a little bit about the story behind the name Rob? A short
It's
version or a long version, as you like.
yeah. Rob is just a dream character now.
Mm.
Rob never was,
Uh,
but Rob, yeah. I mean, it's just amazing how you go through your whole life, thinking you're this person, Rob, and then one day you find out it was all a dream. It's so funny. But yeah, Rob is just, I don't even know how to describe him. I mean, if you want to talk about him in the dream, I guess we could, but it really never happened. So,
yeah, maybe a little bit about the story. Okay, what? Uh, I know it's difficult. Um, so yeah,
yeah, I'll just try.
a little bit in the story. Let's go back into the story just for a while.
Ooh, the story. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
You can call me like action character Rob, dream character Rob. But yeah, Rob is just a guy who went through life and just like a fun guy. Just like in high school, I was one of those guys who like played football, like involved in sports, just like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy, just kind of more like a free spirit kind of guy. And then I just always remember about myself is that I always felt like really confident, this like go-getter kind of guy. And I kind of got into like self-help and all that. I want to be the best version of yourself, and I want to go out there and make money and do all those things, have a fun life and do all that. So that was like all like my vision and my passion was like all into that. And so I would get into all this kind of self-help stuff. I was like a self-help junkie. And so, I would look into everything, whatever I could do to have an edge to improve my life to be the best version of Rob. That's kind of like the Rob character, in the dream, what I would go after and what do I do. I guess that's how I kind of got into like, looking into all aspects of your life. There's a physical part where you're working out, you're getting in shape. And then there's the spiritual part where you're looking into different types of spirituality and like who is God, why is there suffering, what's the purpose of life, all those kind of questions come up. So then you go on the search for that, and then then you finally come to a place in your life where it's kind of like well, I guess after doing all of this I really don't know. You just don't know. Like, so you do all these searches, then you just come to a point and then you realize like it's all just a dream anyway. That's all it really is. And so the character of Rob, it just seems like it never really even happened. Is I kind of, I don't know, am I saying too much? I don't know if I go
Not
too
at all.
far.
No, not at all. No, no. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I went too far. But then as far as David, you mentioned David Bingham in the
Mm.
beginning there. When I was on my on my search, I started getting into stuff like law of attraction, that kind of stuff. And Rhonda Burns, who had wrote The Secret, I was a fan of her book, so I was reading her book, and you try to like do like this manifesting and stuff like that, like your beliefs, what you believe controls your experience, your so-called experience here. It's really no experience here. There's no experiencer here either, which is so funny. But anyway, but with law of attraction, it was more like you could manifest money. I could manifest parking spots. I remember I would literally like drive to the gym and I'd be like, I can manifest a parking spot. I can get the first spot. And then next thing you know, I'm driving up, the person would pull out and I would go in. But then I remember other times, like I just never really focused on it. So I'm thinking, I don't know if there's anything to this or not. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just because it was my, they call that reticular activation system, where you're just focusing on one thing and whatever you see is your reality and stuff like that. So, who really knows, if there was anything to that. But anyway, getting back to David. So then Rhonda came out with this second book. It was the Greatest Secret. So she went from The Secret to The Greatest Secret. So in The Greatest Secret, I was reading that and I would listen to it. And in that book, David Bingham was featured in that, and he started. He was talking about the infinite being, right, having a human experience. And for some reason, that really spoke to me, like not to the me, because there's no me here, but it spoke to I don't know, like it just felt like when those words came in, it's like almost like I was previously, like I was identifying with Rob, the person, right? And it's almost like like something turned on or something, where it was like, now I'm identifying with being the infinite being who's here and now. And it's almost like Rob was like dissolved into the story, or vanished or disappeared into the story. Like there's like nothing here. It's just this. Like this is all just here. It's already happened. You're just here. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's too hard to explain, but it's just like, it's like the person like gone. It's not there anymore. And it's almost like your identity is now like no identity. Like there's no identity as a person. It's just this beingness that's here. Like, and it's almost like you can feel it. It's like the hum of a being, and we all have it. It's almost like it was like I always had it there in the background, but you're distracted with your mind and your thoughts, and you get lost in all these thoughts, and you're not really right here in this reality. But everything is just like full on right now. It's like right here in your face. Like everything's like, like really turned up, like from a 1 to like a 10. And that beingness that you feel is like, it's like a 10. It's like it's all just like right here. Like I can't explain, like it's really turned up. So it's like ever since that, it was just, I could feel that shift, or I don't know, whatever you call it. I don't know what people call it anymore, but it's just that, yeah, it's just kind of like that. And then you just gotta see everything differently. And for you, was it really a you? I don't know. It's just, there's really nothing really. It's just, you're just here. But I don't know, have I gone too far? I don't know, like if I've gone too far what I'm saying.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, it's hard to express it, sure, but there is something beyond words, which doesn't
energy,
need
right?
any explanation. Yeah.
It feels like there's like energy. Like I know we use words, but the language is like just so limited what you could say. I mean, it's just kind of like
there is this, and that's it.
Yeah, there's nothing else. It's just this. And when we're talking, I know we're talking, but I feel like there's energy going on here too. Like there's, like everything's energy, and it's like speaking through your energy too, like going back and forth. So even I could probably just sit here and just stare at you and just be like, hi. Like I could probably communicate with you just through the energy. It's hard to express like that way. But yeah, so I mean, it was just I just remember that, and I was just listening to other people. David had mentioned John Wheeler, who was an American non-dualist. And this, by the way, this term non-dualist is just, just like learning
Yeah.
about this. And
Yeah. What is this non-duality?
yeah. It's just kind of like like another term. I know everything's one, and they say all that, and you just kind of have to experience what it is. But I hate putting labels on stuff. Everything's labeled. Like the mind will do that too. It'll label everything. And it's just this. It's like, it's not complicated. Everything is very simple. But this John Wheeler I was talking about, I know David had sent out to all. I don't know, remember in his interview with you, he's saying how he had sent it out to all his friends. He wanted everybody to know like what this is. And do you remember his answer to the response? Like,
Yes.
nobody responded. Like he was all excited, like he was gonna get. It was like nobody. There's nobody to respond anyway. So just say it.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares. But I had listened to that tape, and it was interesting because John Wheeler, he was on this radio show, and I mean, he would just talk like very simply, like, let's get real. That's the whole radio show was about. Let's get real, and he would just talk about, okay. He would just say, "Are you?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm here." Okay, well, are you aware now? Yeah, I'm aware now. Okay, well, that's it. And then she'd be like, "What? That's it? That's all this is?" Like, like it was just like, but it's so simple. Everybody knows what that is. Everybody knows they're aware. Everybody knows their conscience, their consciousness. They're aware. Like, well, that's what it is. That's what this whole thing. All these searchers everybody's searching for all these things, making it all so complicated. But that's it. You're aware? Yeah. Okay. Just stay there. And then the mind will come in and you'll bring up all these thoughts, and then your attention's going here and there. And it's just a thought. It's just a movement of energy. It goes by. You don't have to log into it. Just let it float by, let it go, and you're just here, But John he was very simple the way that he would direct people to it. He was just like, okay, look into that. You're aware. Okay. Well, that's it. Why go any further? Like, what that is, And then of course one of the callers called in, and then he would bring up like the person thing. Well, who is it that's looking at this? Like, who is it that knows that this is awareness? Who is the perceiver? Like, who's perceiving the perceiver? Like, who's that?
Yeah.
So like, that does like almost like stops the mind. Like, is there a perceiver? Or are you being perceived? Like, who's perceived? And every time, somebody would, like, even I would see that even in the satsangs. Like, I was listening to, who Muji Baba is? Muji Baba. Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, him. Some of his stuff is very comic. Like, I do it for comedy. Like, I already know like what's up, but it's just like funny as heck to like listen to some of that stuff, because he would be like, okay, I'm gonna eat somebody today. I'm gonna eat a person. He's talking about eating a person. Like, I'm gonna chop their head off. I'm gonna eat the person. But like what he's talking about, because like the person would come up and be like, because they're like searching like for like I need to know, why is there suffering? What's all this going on? Like, and then he'd be like, well, who is the one asking the question? Who is that? Like, and then the person would just like reflect and just try to figure out, like, who is this person that's asking? Who's perceiving that? Who's having these thoughts? Who is that person? So he'd always try to like get him to see that it was that it's really a person, that's in there. There's no person there. It's just they put the identity into the person, and they would such believe, and everything's like so serious. But in reality, everything's fine. There are no problems. It's just this. Everything the mind and identifying with the person, that's what's bringing on all the suffering and all that stuff, and all the complicate. You don't need to figure everything out. It's okay with just being open and empty. Just empty. Emptiness. You just stay as if you want to call it that, like you're just empty and you're open, whatever comes into your field of reality, this is that one reality anyway, but it's just interesting watching, like, on the the different teachers or gurus, and seeing what all them say. Yeah,
I would like to ask you, did you follow any special or anyone, and now do you still watching something, listening to someone? Do you read?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just like whatever spontaneously comes up, I'll just go with that. There's nothing really particular. It's not that I'm looking for anything, or because I kind of feel like, the search is over for me. Like, I know it. Like, everything else is just for funny stuff. Like what's really funny,
just
but
for fun.
for fun, yeah, fun and it's funny because I got into this guy Tony Parsons because I was looking at your site and I was like a lot of people were looking at this Tony Parsons, so I pulled him up. I got to tell you, this guy is hysterical. He had me laughing, like he's just so direct, like with people,
Absolutely.
and but he's very clear. He's very clear, but he's very direct. But it was really fun. Like it was a fun time, like watching him. Just and you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do. He's on a lot of the channels. On them.
There is something which resonates a lot with this. Like it's like I cannot stop laughing listening to him. Or there are some others who is in this. Some call this radical non-duality. I don't know what is this, but is this the radical non-duality? But yeah, it's called like this. So very direct speaking.
Yeah, direct. Yeah, very direct, right to the point. But almost makes it like comical. You know, I found it funny, but it was pretty comical.
I'm not sure for it is comical for the seekers, but yeah.
Oh no,
But there is something which drawn people to this. You know, even it is frightening because for the sense of a self, this is very scary message here.
Yeah, and there's really nothing to be there's nothing to be scared about. Everything really is just fine. I know. Yeah, I know because I went through that too. I went through some suffering. Like I'm just looking back at some of the stuff.
I would like to ask you also this about this. Yeah, let explore what is suffering. Yeah.
I mean,
there is a pain. Obviously, there is some physical pain. But go on, please. Go on.
Yeah. No, I was going to say as far as suffering, you know, I mean, really, it's just a word. Like, I'm not just kidding. But no, they're like I could just think back because when I was in high school, I had gotten something called Hodgkin's disease. It's like it was like a form of cancer, right? So I could just remember like sitting there, and then the nurse would put the chemotherapy. She'd put it in your veins and stuff, but really, all it is, if you really just sit there and think about it, all it is just like okay, you feel it going in. There's pain. What you call pain, like it's like almost like a pressure going in, and you feel, you know, like a little sick, and then, you know, you would, you know, vomit or throw up, whatever happens with that. But then that's all it is. Then it would go and it would disappear, and that's just like what was happening. But I could remember going in there with my mom when I got that diagnosis, and you know, she was all upset and crying, but I was almost like I had a peace. I can't explain it. It's like almost like a peace, like okay, well, this is just what is. So then you just do, you don't have a choice. You just accept it or whatever, like an acceptance almost, like, okay, that's what it is. You do this, you do that. But I mean, as far as suffering, like getting the answers and all of that, you know, who really knows? You know, there's nobody here to know, but it's, you know, a lot of it is just in the mind, like how the mind's interpreting what it is, but really it is what it is, you know. There's no answer that, like if you're seeking for that answer, you almost have to come to the point where you accept it, like this is just the way it is, like, and that's it, and everything's okay. It's just like, it's almost like everything is like, once you come to accept it, you get like peace, like it's okay, you know, it's here, it's there. Because if you think about it, this is all a dream anyway. Like once you come to that understanding and knowing it's all a dream, it never really happened. And it's almost like that happened when I was 18. I'm fine, everything's fine. I've never had any issues or anything like that. But it's almost like when you look back on it, it was all just a dream anyway. Like I don't even like barely remember anything that really happened, you know. So I would just say to anybody who's struggling with suffering or anything like that, you know, just be right here, right now. When the whatever you call the pain or the suffering's coming up, just, you know, just know that there's really no person here suffering. It's just what's happening right now. And don't put any labels on it, any judgments on it. Just have like an acceptance, and just like I was saying earlier, just be open, you know, and empty, and you'll see it, like, you know, and just know that you are the infinite being who's just really having, it's just a human experience, an experience of being human, you know. It's just what we all go through, different things that we may label that way or whatever. But if you just have an acceptance, a surrender, like almost like just surrender to it, and just know like everything's okay. Everything is really fine. It's going to be okay. Everything everything is just happening. It's just arising and disappearing in this one stillness, or this one this universal consciousness, awareness that's here. It's all just, everything's just arising and disappearing in that, which you are, by the way. You are that. You are that that universal field of consciousness where everything's appearing and disappearing in it, and everything's reporting to it, which is you. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's like it is. Everything is exactly as it should be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening.
Exactly. Everything is happening just as it should be. This is just what's happening. And that's it. So there's no need to go beyond that, really.
Let me back a little bit back you to this sound. Yeah, you call it shift as well. This
Call it what?
shift. You could say that this is a shift of perception,
Oh,
of some energetically shift. Yeah. Do you have a feeling that all that you do before this apparent shift help you in any way, or I don't know, was it instantaneously, or is there back and forth afterwards? How was it?
I would say it's more instantaneous. Like, I just remember when we're hearing those words, you know, infinite being, something resonates there, and it just felt like things dropped away there, and it was that, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, shift, or I don't know what the term is. I don't have words, but, and then as far as going back, I mean, it's not really going back. It's almost like you once you recognize it, like, you know what it is, like, you know what the person is, or you know what the mind's trying to do. It's like you have that recognition. It can be there. It's just there, but I don't really identify with it. I don't know if that makes any sense. If I've gone too far. I don't really identify with that. So you're almost like you have this peace, this knowing, like, there's not even really any knowing, really. It's just you just recognize it, and so there's no need to really go back, as you say. Like, there's no going back. It's like once you see it, you know. It's almost like there's a movie going on, right? And there's this like horror film, right? And you know, the girl's in the bathtub, and the guy's coming. You know, he's got this face mask on. He's got this big knife, and what he does is he rips open, you know, the shower curtain, and he's getting ready to stab her. And then all of a sudden, you look in the corner, you can see the cameraman with his camera, and you're like, oh, this is just a movie. Are you kidding me? Like, but meanwhile, like, when you're watching the movie, like, you're feeling like all this like adrenaline going, and you're feeling fearful and anxious and all that, but really it's just a movie, you know? So that it takes all the air out of it. It's like, this is just a dream. I mean, it takes the whole thing out of it. It's almost like we're like that too. Like, the real reality is we're just the world that we see, and everything that's arising and disappearing is just, that's all it's doing. It's more like a dream-like world that's happening here. And we identify with this person, and we're going through and we're doing all these things, and that's not the reality. The reality is it's just a dream. The cameraman's right over there on the side. Just look over to the right, I would say, and you'll see it. Then you'll immediately calm down. It doesn't matter what's arising. It doesn't matter. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I would like just to add that there are no doubts. So you just you say maybe, yeah, you know, but there is not knowing, but there is no doubt. Yeah, there is no doubt.
There's no doubt. There's no knowing, right?
Yeah, and at the same time, nothing changes, but everything feels different in some way. I don't know. There is a relaxation as well. I can feel the relaxation while you're speaking about this. There is certain energy. Yeah, there is more relaxed here. It's like,
yeah, it's almost like a peace, like a calmness.
Yeah.
And just like,
okay,
you know,
and okayness.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, everything's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
does
You
something
feel that.
changes in your relationship? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Do you do you share with someone?
Oh yeah,
Let's
this
say with your
it's fun. It's
friends, family.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. That's it's funny you brought that up because it was just like that was last night. I was talking to my daughter. Like something happened, um, and like she would get like upset or something, and I'd be like, well, you know, who's what's wrong, and then she would tell me, and I said, and then I would say, well, who is it that's something's wrong with, and she's like, oh, Dad, you're starting in that thing again. That I'm not like like I start talking like even when I say like I would go I would start laughing, or if I'd say you, I would just start laughing. And like why are you laughing? Like even my wife and kids are like, have you lost your mind? Like why are you like laughing about you and I, and like when they're all serious about it, I'm like, because there's really no person here. But they would look at me like, oh, he's crazy. Yeah, like any relationship like with the kids or anything like that, they're like, oh yeah, you're doing that again. Like you don't think there's anybody here. This is all a dream. I'd be like, oh look, I like poke the kids. I go, are you real? Are you real? They like start like laughing at me and stuff. Like I don't know. I just have fun with it. But they think it's like, oh my goodness, like because Dad's changed or something. Like he's acting different now. Like he's just like acting like everything's like a dream. But I always tell them like if you were to pinch me in a dream, I go, I would still feel it. So it's like a dream pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though it's a dream, I'm not going to go jump off a building or something. There's still the law of gravity here. I mean, I just you still have your brain and stuff. But no, the way you interact with your kids, like yeah, there is like a sensitivity to it. It's interesting you say that. Like anytime I say you or I
Yeah,
hear people
I
saying
also
that you
noticed this.
or I, you get like this sensitivity, like you comes up, you start laughing, like, but wait, there's no person here, there's nobody here. Like, do you feel that too? Like when you're interacting with people, family?
Yeah. Even without speaking about this, there is this sensitivity. Sensitivity is a lovely word. Yeah,
Yes.
like something here knows that something is different, or I don't know how to put in words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are no words for it, but the sensitivity, I would say, would pretty much sum it up. But yeah, just that whole I and you, whenever you're using that language, it's just like a sensitivity to that. Like, I'm not really that's not really, and it's almost like a
Exactly.
lightness, like almost about, it's like a lightness. How do I explain? Like, nothing's really that serious. You know what I mean? Like, it's just when it's all a dream, like, okay, I got this person's yelling or whatever. It's almost like, it's like you'll go through the motions like on the outside. Oh, really? Like meanwhile, you're thinking inside, like whatever, like no big deal, like everything's fine, everything's okay.
Yeah.
It's all a
And
dream.
um, for how long you've been living? So okay, not you, but for how long life is living this way? Oh,
I would say recently, like ever since when those words of David is really when I noticed it started to go that way. So maybe I don't know, a couple months. Time. By the way, there's no time. I don't know if you figured that out yet.
oh,
There's just this. That's it. There's no future, and there's no really past. It's just this. That was a real thing. Like when you come to understand that, like this whole time, I'm sensitive to that too. Like it's almost like a seeing through that. Like there's no time. There's just this. Like everybody's getting caught up in their minds about, oh, what am I going to do tomorrow, or what happened in the past. There's none of that. It's what's here right now.
exactly. Mhm. What
Yes.
about free will and choice?
What about it?
I
how
was
could how could a
wondering.
how could a how could a how could a person how could a person have free will, or if there's no person here, what's the free will? It's just a
Yeah, that was
word. Yeah.
that was that was my misunderstanding. Um, when I when I was reading this, there is no free will, no control, and I was like, oh, how is it possible to not have free will? But of course, when there is no one
There's
who
no
is
one
going to
here.
have this free will, yeah.
It just happens. Things just happen. There's no like I'm making this choice or this or that. It's just whatever's arising. And yeah, sometimes you tell people that they look at you like, what do you mean? Like, because they're so used to when you're in the person mode and you're in the story and the dream, you're so used to like I said, I was in that world where I was trying to be the best version of myself. It's all about, setting goals and, making decisions and working hard and doing all this effort. But really everything's effortless. It's effortless now. Everything's effortless now. It's just once you can, there's a relaxing, like a calmness, like just knowing everything's okay, everything works out. Like you might get an impulse to do something, so then that'll move you to do it. It's all happened already, and we're just here, just like it's almost like the script's been written, and we're just living the script. But now that it's all a movie anyway, it's just have fun in the script, I guess, and just relax and go along for the ride and just be okay with whatever is and enjoy, have fun. Like you said in the beginning, it's all about just have fun with it. I mean, if you're going to be
Yeah,
in the movie, you might as well have fun with it.
exactly.
But there's no free will and all that stuff. This is no person. That's a simple way to answer that. There is a really answer anyway. I don't know. Questions and answers. What does it matter? Look at the beautiful sky that you're in. Like that's part of what I would
Yeah.
enjoy. Just
Look at
feeling
this.
that. Look at that. You got to show them those. What were you showing me earlier? Those the orchos, those flowers or whatever.
Yes, the cherry.
Yeah, you got to show them that. That was gorgeous. Oh yeah, look at
Yeah.
that. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Very
cherries
nice.
blossom.
It's very cool. Very nice. Ooh.
When you sharing this talk with your daughter, and something came.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was driving with my son in the car. He's 20, and I don't speak about it with him. But like you say, there is some sensitivity who, when he just, I don't know. I guess something recognizes something. Mm, and we were driving around the city from one place to another just to finish some things. I don't quite remember, but we were in this part of the city where we used to live. I don't know, 5, 6, or more even years ago. And he was just like, "Oh, we were living here," and I said, "Yeah," and he was like, "But you know what? Now that I'm sitting here and looking this place, it's like it never happens. Where is the proof that we lived here at all?" And I was like,
You didn't have to say anything. He just came to that
I was
conclusion
like,
on his own.
"Yeah, there's no proof.
There
Where
is
is
none. You're
past?
right.
Where?" I just asked him, "Yeah, where is past exactly?" And he said, "It's just in my thought."
It's just so funny how that just comes about like that without you even
Out of
saying it.
nowhere.
It's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, it's funny you say that because my daughter was saying the other day, like we were all sitting around the dinner table and she was saying, out of the blue, she goes, um, Dad, if I had to describe Dad in 2 words, because we were all going around like, how would we describe each other? If I had to describe Dad in 2 words, I would say fun and free. That was so funny. I
Oh,
go,
so
well,
sweet.
what did
Oh,
the old dads say? What would you say about the old with the dad before? Like because they could see, they go serious and very serious and determined or something like that. Like that was just more like the fun free dad. Like it's so cute to like hear us say that. It was just
oh,
it's
blessed
nice
are
when you
those child.
yeah, aren't they? They're just adorable. But I think they get it too energetically. And but who knows?
Yeah, who knows
It's just
exactly?
it's who knows, who really knows. But it's but I don't know. I like it. I like the way this feels and everything.
Mm.
It's very nice. Very nice.
I noticed in your email, when we are exchanging emails, there is something like Rob's cooking show or something like this. Can you share about this?
Rob, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wow, yes. It's
you
called
love cooking?
Rob. Oh, I do. But here's what's fun. It's called Rob's Cool Cooking Show. So with a C,
Mm.
not the K.
Yes.
But but it's funny because I'm just on there with my kid. It's something I do with my kids. Like we bond and we have fun. So I'll just be like sit there cooking, and like the kids will come in and I'll be like teaching them how to cook. But it's more like a funny kind of comedy kind of show with me with the kids, just having fun, showing them how to do stuff. But it was
Mm.
really the kids who got the idea. They're like, Dad, you need to do something on YouTube or something. I was like, all right, that'll be fun. Like whatever. It's like oh, let me show you guys how to cook. Like, yeah, let's do like a cooking thing. So then I would show them how to make the chicken fajitas or to scramble the eggs. It would just be
Wow.
comical as we're going through it. You can check. I don't know if you saw any of the videos on there.
I will check. Yeah, I will check. I would
Yeah,
love
check
to.
it. It's pretty funny. It's like if you want a good laugh, you can see me there, like laughing with the kids, like showing them how to like cook and stuff. It's comical. It's really comical.
Mm.
And then my daughter, she's really cool. She's really good like with like putting like the emojis and
Mm.
like she's really good at like all this YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
kids
yeah,
know very well. Yeah.
they know all these YouTubes and they're like, oh dad, you got this many likes or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's this like stuff? And they're like, oh, it's always like, oh, you did that. It's like, oh, it's because you put those emojis on there, or it's because you made that joke during that video or whatever. You know, like they're really like involved with the YouTube. It's funny, but it's just a way that I could do something with them and have, you know, have fun with them. It is really fun
Oh,
to do.
lovely. Oh,
Yeah, it's
lovely.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that there is this freedom to express. There is this freedom, but it's not for the character. It's from the character. It's like there is this freedom to express everything. What comes?
Yeah, you could just be free, like no judgments, like, you know, it's just, you could just express yourself. Whatever comes up just comes up. There's no judgment. Like it's just, it is what it is. You don't have that barrier holding you down of judgments and all that. It's just, it's okay. Just be you. I guess you say that. Just be yourself.
Absolutely.
Just be you.
And there is this joy when speaking about this also, and this cannot be denied, because there is a joy. Yeah, there is joy sharing and speaking and connecting like this.
Yes, there is. It does. It feels good to talk about it, but it's like almost like it's hard to like find people to talk to about this because I don't know, like they really understand like because they think like, you know, oh, you know, well, this guy's like way out there or whatever. Like, but, you know, it's funny, but I enjoy talking about it. It was funny. I went to the gym the other day and I checked in, and the girl goes, "Well, how are you?" I said, "I'm better than good." She goes, "Better than good? I want to be better than good." I go, "Yeah, you could be better than good." She goes, "Well, what's your name?" I go, "My name's Rob, but my friends call me Liquid Sunshine." She goes, "What do you mean they call you Liquid Sunshine?" I said, "Because I feel so joyful and happy, and I'm always looking for spread the joy, so to speak." And then she goes, "Well, I want some of that joy." And I would say, "Okay." She goes, "Well, how do you get this joy?" And then almost opens up a conversation for it. Then I can get into a conversation with them about it. And I just feel like, okay, well, here's what this joy is. Have you ever really, you know, sat and thought about like what's here right now? Like, you know, is there really like what's happening right here in this reality that we see? What's here? You know, we can almost get into the conversation like that. And then they would talk about, oh, well, I would do some meditation and do all this stuff. I go, oh yeah, that's nice. But, you know, just what's here right now? Like I'd always bring it like back to that. Like you see, and then I would just say, let's look into our reality. What do we see happening? We see thoughts coming up, they're coming, they're going. We see like sensations in the body. You know, we may feel a little pain here or a little tingly here. I said, well, what are all those thoughts, those feelings, those sensations? What are they all reporting to? Like, I would just almost try to like point to what this is. And sometimes they would just like sit there, like almost like they've never like stopped to thought or to, you know, to reflect, you know, or look at that, look into that to see what that is. It's almost like you can see them like in their eyes, like almost just like a full stop, like stopping to say, well, you know, what is that he's referring to? Like, why is there, you know? And when you think about the body, I heard this too, like a lot with the body and stuff. You think about the body, it's like it starts off as a baby, then it grows up, and it changes. So you can't be your body because the body's always changing, you know. And like a lot of people think they're like this body and stuff like that. It's like, how can you be that when it's always changing and it comes and it disappears? You can't be that which comes and goes. You are the permanent one, the one that everything is reporting to. But it's just like, you know, just seeing it that way and just kind of just having people have that direct experience themselves. You could talk about it all day long, you know, and some people might get it like logically. Oh, logically I understand that, but in reality,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
logical.
it's not changing. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can get it
it's not
logically,
changing.
but that's not it. Like you have to experience it. I don't know if that makes sense, if I'm saying too much, but
No,
that's
no, no,
that's what I
no,
see.
not at
Yeah.
all. Yeah, direct experiencing what's happening. It's like, yeah, if you could just can drop, know that you can dropping this, but yeah, this
Yeah.
like everything from here goes here, and just like,
Yeah. Phew. Yeah. Everything's open. Just drop everything you're not, not that, I'm not that. And it's this. And then you get that lightness, that clearness that's there. You're that which permanent, not that which keeps changing and going. You can't be that. You're just the permanent, joyful peacefulness. I know there's so many words for it. People used to like awareness or wakefulness, or
yeah,
they're
these
all
words,
pointing to it. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah, they're labels, and just I have noticed also like someone can very easily hide behind these words, like I'm not the person, I'm, look at me, I'm the pure awareness. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the awareness or the whatever. Yeah. But do they really? They're just using the words, though. They're just using the words, but because it's almost like the person's hiding behind there. Does that make any sense? Like it's hiding behind
Yes,
that
yes, yes,
because the
exactly.
person doesn't want to get exposed. It's almost like it's fighting for its survival, for its because it doesn't want to die. Using these words, but how do I say this? But yeah, the person doesn't want to. It'll hide behind different labels and stuff. I'm the super awareness, or I'm the
Yeah,
super conscious.
super.
But that's kind of like
And
a
stay, yeah, stay
like
detached from
compass.
everything. It's like observing all the phenomena. I'm here and just observing what's going on there.
Yeah, like I'm over here, and then all this is going on here. So you're like detached. Like I'm in this detached state. I guess it's kind of fun to be like aloof and detached, like la la la. But that ends soon. Soon enough, it's gonna end, because that's not the reality. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like people have that, we just stay as the detached and
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
watch. But that's still the person hiding there. Yeah. Interesting.
Mm.
Very good.
Wow. What amazed me a lot is there is no rule for this to happen or not to happen, because in this platform, in Nothing Media, you can see various kinds of not only speakers and so-called teachers, but absolutely common people.
Yeah.
Like,
It's average people, right?
absolutely, yeah, normal, ordinary, common people.
Yeah.
And
Not like some big like
it,
guru or teacher.
absolutely, yeah.
It just happens spontaneously.
And then
Like there's no.
wash away all these expectations, like or beliefs that this is very rare and it happens only for a little chosen or a small chosen one, a very
Right.
few.
Yeah, it can happen to anyone, anytime. There's no. You don't have to be a guru or a teacher or any of that. You just could be the average mom, the average dad, whatever labels you want to give it.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to mention also when you said that, yeah, that there is, you cannot speak about this.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, and you cannot share with everyone, of course, on the street. There is this society or community, or I don't know how to say it. There is a group in Facebook. A friend from UK is making this. Nothing Cafe. I will send you the link later, and you
Yeah, it'll
can
be
join.
fun.
Yeah, each Wednesday and Thursday, I guess. This British time is in the evening, so for you will be in the morning, I guess. And
Okay.
it's it's so much fun. So people are gathered together in one room, and then on the randomly, Zoom chooses how to break. So breaks 4 or 5 different rooms, and you are in the room with, let's say, 3 or 4 people for 30 minutes, and then switch. You can share, comment, explore
Yeah,
together. It's lovely. Yeah, there is
that
no
sounds
one
fun.
yeah, there is no one speaker, so everyone can say something, or may not say something, maybe
Can I
just
just
see and
sit
listen.
there? Can I just sit there and laugh? the whole time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, it does sound like
Yeah.
fun though. It's somewhere to
Yeah,
express and
yeah.
talk about it, like you were saying, because
Yeah.
it's nice to have a
Well,
community. I don't really have that here, so.
yeah, it's lovely because people, I meet people there who really they don't have anyone to speak to.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of limited, like who to speak to about this, you know. Like David kind of got it. You know, he's probably the first one who. And now you, right? I think we're on the same wavelength or whatever.
There is this certain energy when you speak with someone, like even without words, there is this
vibe. I don't know.
vibe.
Yeah, we got this vibe going. Funny stuff. Funny. Good. So what do you got going on the rest of your day? It's so nice. I would get outside and do something, like, I don't know, like I'm thinking about if I had that weather there, like it's a little chilly out where I'm at, like a little rainy. But I would get outside and like go to the park or get out in nature or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we are very lucky to live very close to the mountain. So probably now when we finish the conversation, we will go out for a walk.
Very nice.
It's just adorable, yeah, outside.
Especially when the weather's nice, you just feel so alive out there. It's nice to get the sun and the nature, and you could be with the trees and.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very lovely. It was nice talking with you too. Very lovely.
Yeah. Same here, Robert.
Nice sharing.
Yeah. Lovely. I'm going to pause it now and just thank you so much for this.
Yeah, this was nice.